good for his presentation because he well introduced the topics of this session, that is more about the complexity of the process of recovery and redevelop all the landfill, abandoned landfill, and it is always well focused on the complexity, even it is not only technical matters, but even planning, design, and participatory matters. So, about this, I wish to introduce Mrs. Aurora Pederzoli. Mrs. Aurora Pederzoli, she is a planner coming from Brazil, and she takes the experiences of the management of the waste recovery plan for the city of Belo Horizonte in Brazil. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for this opportunity here in Italy. I bring you, where is the presentation? I bring you the experience of Belo Horizonte, which is a city in the center of Brazil. It was the first planned city in the country, and it was planned for 200,000 inhabitants. So, first of all, I should say that the planning was thinking about a strict urban design and technical criteria, but we didn't have at first our landfill. So, although we have planned the context of the city, it has grown up very fast. And in 2019, we have about 2 million inhabitants. So it's what I have said. We are in the center of Brazil, and our small city was planned for 200,000 inhabitants, and now you have the size of the Belo Horizonte city. As you know, I don't know if you already know, our city is known for its architectural ensemble of Puglia, which is Oscar Niemeyer's architect, most important, we think about it, most important project. Okay, I'm sorry. Our landfill was built in 1975 so that it could receive 1/3 of the solid waste collection, and it was built in a rural area. We received about 250 tons of solid waste each day, and the population at that time was about 1 million inhabitants. And we had the 2/3 of the solid waste went to the recycling and composting plant, which is for us today our unit for environmental education. In our lifetime, we have a timeline. In 1989, there was a system to capture and process biogas, and after that, we had to restructure our landfill in order to reduce the environmental impacts and incorporate new areas. And then in 2006, we had a new technical study to extend the use of the landfill cells. And finally, due to the slow process of stabilization of slopes and the restoration of vegetation and local habitat, the environmental quality monitoring was foreseen for a period of at least 20 years. We have already been object for scientific works there. And In 2007, the landfill lifespan was over. In 2009, we through a service concession contract, we have this private plant for exploration of biogas. And 2010, we have got the closure of construction waste cell. And 2017, the closure of hospital waste cell. So it delays the occupying of the landfills of park. So our landfill is located at what we call solid waste treatment facility at TRS BR 040 Road. And we have there some facilities for construction waste as a recycling facility and a place where we receive voluntary delivery. And we have also the storage for used tires and a small scale of composting plant. In numbers, we operated from 1975 until December 2007. Our area is about 115 hectares. 60% was utilized for waste disposal, and almost 24 million tons of urban solid waste has been disposed in this facility. Nowadays, we are completely included in the urban perimeter, and we have about 70,000 inhabitants in the surroundings. So we have the original plant with there were 3 farms now to build the original landfill. And what we have today is that our landfill cells that were shut down in 2006, except the hospital one, which delays the ecological parks usage, but as we have monitoring for the whole time, there are some areas in the edges that can be used immediately. So in 2017, the municipality created a group, a multidisciplinary group concerning many members from too many secretariats, and so we had to formulate guidelines, discuss the prioritization of projects and actions, and to define the architectural programs so that we had a final product. We took as a reference at least two technical reports and previous studies, this urban diagnosis called Parque Taiobeiras, and also the solid waste management municipal plan we had concluded in 2017. And we established 10 guidelines to reintegrate the area into the urban fabric. And also, we had to make this hierarchy of actions so that we could prioritize safety, risk, and landfill management, followed by the preparation of studies and projects for the restoration of the area. The first one was the proposed sectorization. We had the proposal for requalification of green areas and giving these areas for the community utilization as gardens, leisure, and sports areas, and facilities to receive construction waste, and our municipal organ that concerns urban cleaning SLUs, operation activities area, and also a waste pickers warehouse, because the waste pickers are our partners in the city, and the consolidation of existing footpaths. And we have also the recognition of road projects foreseen for the region, and we created a new controlled entrances and relocation of existing ones so that we could assure that people could go with safetiness. And recognition of urban zoning parameters according to the municipal legislation. And we have this restricted area for future installation of photovoltaic and thermoelectric sustainable plants. Guideline number 2, we are still monitoring and risk We have still a monitoring and risk management program that's concerning environmental monitoring and hydrogeological studies and maintenance and risk monitoring and geotechnical stability analysis. We think that this is an action that is mandatory and for a long term, up to 20 years. And we have guideline number 3, the recovery of maintenance and recovery and maintenance of existing buildings and structures. We have already started with the remodeling of the drainage system, and it's also a mandatory action. And also performing physical enclosure of the area and implementing risk, road, education and warning signs around the perimeter. Some children nearby, they go there to kid, so we think it's very dangerous. We are worried about that. In the environmental education, communication, social mobilization program, we have designed a circuit of hiking trails that allows the connection between entrances. It's we understand that it's a permanent instrument of information, sharing and dialogue with the surrounding community and also with the population of Belo Horizonte. And we have lived in the past some situations that we want to come back. For example, this soccer field we called Bela Lixo Stadium. We have already had some workshops, international workshops in Belo Horizonte, and this one we think it's important to show because there was lunchtime at the sanitary field viewing spot. And we also had some activities through environmental education at our unit. For example, seedling a palm grove, and we went back to segregate the waste, but with the waste pickers. And we also had a waste museum. And guideline 5, facilities, leisure areas and public spaces program. We want to implement soccer fields, jogging lanes and bike paths, consolidating the first part of the ecological park. And also the green areas and environmental control program. We want to preserve the environmental protection areas, monitor the springs and water bodies around landfill, and to identify and control the fauna and flora. This is a situation we have already there. It's a revegetated area and a lake. And also we had to get to know the regional and road connections so that we could plan road guidelines and local mobility through active and non-motorized means and footbridges in highway BR 040. And the modernization and solutions for the treatment of urban solid waste, that we have a plan already, a project that is already going to be built. That's the waste pickers warehouse, and also remodeling the environmental education unit located at the old Danish composting plant, and also optimization of the organic waste treatment. And here what we are dreaming about, that our area is strict connected to the neighborhood. And guideline 9, we want to have a permanent management and monitoring program through a council and an advisory council. And 10, guideline 10, an urban infrastructure program integrating the landfill with the surroundings, promoting safety and actions in the areas of social vulnerability, and urban planning for phased and controlled reoccupation of the landfill's internal areas. Finally, we thought about this situation from an environmental liability, if it would be possible to be a future economic asset. We have this project. The City Hall has launched a public notice for society expression of interest so that we could identify potential investors to implement the remodeling of this area. Finally, we'd like to thank all the agencies of the municipal government of Belo Horizonte, especially SLU, that is the urban planning one, and also urban planning. I've got two colleagues here, Pedro Heller and Mauro Ribeiro. They are here to help me with the questions. And we also had the universities and photo collectors and institutions. And finally, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you to Aurora Pedertoli. If there is any question, please.
How about the leachate production and treatment?
My colleague Pedro, would you like to talk about it, please? He is the engineer responsible for the management of the landfill.
The microphone.
Yeah.
Okay. Please, the question is about the treatment. Okay, the treatment, we have just not treatment in the plant. We just bring this leachate to a wastewater plant, okay, through the interceptor, okay, and about the gas? The volume is reducing because 2007 we interrupt the disposal, so it's very, very low, about 1 liter, 1 meter cubic per second. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And as before, we can continue answering questions in the break. So I call Mr. Salvatore Massimo Colombo. Salvatore Colombo is an environmental engineering from the Polytechnic, degree in the Polytechnic of Milano, and he comes from the experiences of a professional, a very good experience